Right, apologies for last time. Actually determined what was actually wrong with the stream, so actually now it should be fixed. So yes, actually have returned today to actually cover some more Initial D. Actually also, good to go. Turn it down a lot, because it's quite loud sometimes. So actually have returned to episodes 11 and 12 of Initial D. Possibly also maybe 13, depending on actually how hot it gets in my room. So beforehand, in my previous stream, it's boiling in my room at the moment, but hopefully it actually can in theory hold off. Actually not kind of like get to the point of unbearableness. But yes, anyway, episodes 9 and 10 of Initial D were goddamn amazing. Once again, as I said beforehand during last stream. This is one of those shows that keeps on getting better and better each time, and I can't wait to actually see who else actually introduced into the show, actually kind of possibly up for the ante, as they say. So actually, let's see what actually happens. So I do believe in this episode Shingo arrives. So actually put on Twitter actually go live again for the second time. Right. We could delete the previous tweet. Right. And I do believe that actually are good to go. And I certainly are. So as I said beforehand, before we actually lost our ability to actually stream, let's actually get a show on the road. So in 3, 2, 1, let's actually start the thing absolutely now. But yes, as I say beforehand, this show just keeps on getting better and better each time. That's right, something's actually now started recording. The show gets better and better each time, to be honest. Like, it's just, it has, this series is a lot of different things mixed into one massive thing. And because of that, a lot of what the show does, it does really damn well. Like, in essence, it feels like a show in anime. And I love how Nakazato actually kind of felt like the initial kind of antagonist actually do in Furry meet. But then you do in Furry kind of understand a lot about him via the actual thing they do, essentially. Like, the idea of racing itself in this kind of like anime is very vital to them. So in essence, you understand that it's everything or nothing, essentially. They have to actually race the word correctly, and actually not give up at all, because if they do, the pride's on the line. If they lose, boom, pride's gone. But how Nakazato actually kind of handled the whole entire thing actually was very interesting. He actually kind of said, wow, I lost. And she's carried on afterwards. That's one of those things that kind of proves that actually people can in theory actually acknowledge they do in theory lose, actually get better because of it. I actually do really like that. So yeah, this show is just ridiculously good. It's just really, really damn good, and I actually can't get enough of it. So I actually can't wait to see what else they do. I just can't wait to see actually how they take down these dudes in an 8-5 as well. I do appreciate how much Takumi actually has changed as well as a character. Like, he's changed a lot. I kind of like it because he's one of those characters that actually has acknowledged that there is flaws in himself. He actually has to kind of acknowledge as well. Plus, now the actual love for driving actually starts to come out. Who knows? It also then kind of goes that's the whole entire idea that possibly it's not the actual car itself, but also then the racer, which I guess was the kind of like the theme of the R32, because the R32 was faster than the 86, but in the end the 86 actually managed to actually kind of win against him because of certain abilities the actual 86 has. But then also when Takumi took over Nakazato actually kind of went a bit kind of like, what's the word? got a bit worried, essentially. That's what kind of led to the mistakes he made, and actually then eventually his loss. Oh. That little bit just I was like, oh shit. I like how they're actually doing for show you the actual like the actual damage as well, because it kind of proves you there and then that stuff can act like that actually kind of very happen, and also the remnants of like previous races. I can imagine over here recently, British summers actually got really hot. Not beforehand, but now like it rivals Spain at this point. How hot it gets. And now they feel bad for actually saying anything bad against the 8.5. It is actually anxiety-inducing. Isn't it scheduled for next year now, if I remember correctly? It's the last thing I heard about it. It's the corners, they're so anxiety-inducing. You just see it, just like, oh it's just, they're so goddamn close. Could also be a good driver as well. Do you actually like how because Takami's just so goddamn good, everyone's like, he has to be a ghost. There's no way in hell they actually can in theory be a real person. And I get what they mean. Hopefully by next year actually can in theory go and actually do all the things we want to do this year. Hopefully. Oh, I eat ski. I was gonna say pretty much everywhere is actually kind of like a mess right now. England's not doing so hot right now, I must admit. It's kind of nice when you see people actually kind of like just care so much about a car as well. It's kind of interesting though, because it actually didn't go from a laughing stock of a car to actually kind of like being not as good as the 86. Don't get me wrong, because the wheels weren't as good as the 86, but still pretty on par when it came to actually the driving skills behind it. It was kind of cool. Just to show you, bro. You don't need the best thing in life to actually kind of get the good stuff out of it. I guess the only thing that doesn't actually kind of ring true for is probably a PC, because PCs do get out of date after a while. Everything else, pretty much fine. I guess a TV as well, technically speaking. Is that our boy? Should rename this episode to Shingo Returns at some point during the episode. There's also the other thing to note as well. I didn't actually mention it beforehand, but also the idea that the main character being this goddamn good at everything, this goddamn young, is also kind of like a trope as well, technically speaking. I guess it makes sense because it does actually kind of appeal a lot. The idea of actually kind of a character being so young yet having so much power or kind of like skill. Oh no, bro. Oh. Those are the words that kind of like initiate the actual battle, but then eventually maybe they might lose. Hello, hello. I think I did actually find out before the stream started that that Shingo is voiced by KG Fujiwara as well. I think I did actually find that out beforehand. Now I'm sad. Now I'm really sad. But I'm hope you're doing well. Got hit by the apparition of the best friend. kind of clean how well they actually do in Fury do that drift. It's extremely clean. I hope you actually enjoy the beginning part. It actually is really damn good. I actually wonder if it actually happens to actually push the... Well, you actually don't push it, but you use the emergency brake too many times. So I don't think it probably would be very good for the car itself. Though it's kind of nice to actually see like a juxtaposition between how Ikitani and then Itsuki and then see racing and cars versus how Takumi actually sees cars and racing itself. It's actually quite interesting because they're kind of seeing like they're kind of getting more used to the whole entire thing, actually kind of getting excited because of it. You have Takumi that actually is kind of like not as he's not necessarily kind of like absolutely despises it, but doesn't actually kind of see eye to eye with it just yet. Uh-oh. Oh shit, it's cool vibrations. It's one of the best songs in the entire OST. The song's so goddamn good. Oh shit. Impressive how the good idea, do not do that. Do not put eggs in the back seat. They will go everywhere. Impressive the car didn't actually flip though. The amount of times it actually was it's impressive the car didn't flip, even though how many times it actually did in Fury kind of like, what's the word? Did a 360s basically. But yeah. Once again, it was very, very good episode, but I guess more importantly, it actually kind of sets up the future arc of the whole entire series, which is actually kind of the Shingo arc, I guess. So yeah, I mean, I can't wait to actually see what doesn't really happen here. It seems like a very interesting kind of like arc overall. And yeah, I mean, I like Itsuki's actual involvement now, because Itsuki's kind of got that. I don't know what to say naivete just yet, because I don't necessarily know what's going to happen, because he's actually seen Takumi actually race, so it's one of those things that possibly Itsuki actually really knows the idea that this stuff isn't kind of be taken lightly. So to that end, I kind of wonder whether or not there actually might in theory be a lot more with Itsuki's actual character when it comes to racing than just, oh yeah, by the way, he's the kid that actually doesn't know very much. He probably might in theory get into kind of a bad place. Who knows? In a sense of kind of like racing. I don't know, but it's one of those things to kind of keep watch over, because it can in theory be quite interesting. That whole entire prospect of actually how they develop Itsuki's actual character overall. But yeah, overall, I do actually kind of appreciate how this show does deal with the idea of like the antagonists, because they're not necessarily antagonists, so to speak. They're not like evil characters that you see in other shows. They're just kind of like rival teams. So it's one of those things. Oh no! Thank God, I thought Sirius would kick in just then. they're rival teams basically. So to that end, they're just kind of there, or they just actually kind of just they want to race, actually see whether or not they actually can in theory beat this mysterious kind of 8-6. Although now we know that the 8-5 can actually in theory be as good as an 8-6. It just depends on who's driving it. But then again, much like most cars, actually, we have seen in theory this whole entire time, there's some limitations to them. I like how the show always does in theory actually kind of state what those limitations are, like the R32 as well, and everything else in between. The FR killer. Damn. I do actually kind of like that, even if you don't know much about cars themselves, it actually doesn't really help you learn about them. Because I don't know very much about cars themselves, but I'm actually learning a lot about how they do in theory kind of function now. Though I'm not going to go out and just buy an R32 randomly, but at least now if I ever see an R32 in the street, I'm like, I know the weaknesses of an R32. It's kind of cool like that. But anyway, it's actually put on Twitter. Actually watching episode 12. Right. My headphones are getting tangled all the time now. Watching episode 12. Right. Do you believe, as I always say, that is good to go? It most certainly is. As RX-7. I've actually seen one of those before somewhere. Yeah, I have seen those quite a bit actually. I swear I've seen an RX-7 like a lot. They're one of the cars I see quite often. It's like seeing a Aston Martin all the time now in England. I see them more often now. It's surprising because they can. Oh shit! Oh, man, what's my bottle top now? God damn it! It's considering Aston Martin's like what 125,000 to buy, I think, like pounds, which is like 1.2 million yen, I think, around about there. But anyways, I should start episode 12 in 3, 2, 1. Let's start this thing absolutely now. Yeah, I think Aston Martin's it's like 120 grand to buy. It's not one of the more expensive ones, as they just come down in price. So again, I'm seeing them more often on the motorways now, or freeways. Are we the only ones that call? Are the British only people that call it motorways? I'm not too sure. Because I know everyone else calls them freeways. Are motorways and freeways the exact same thing? I wonder. The many mysteries of the world, as they say. But yeah, I mean, it's just I like what this show does. It also then has a kind of like a small but also very kind of good romance plot going on as well. I guess through that whole entire lens, you actually do free see Takumi change and actually then appreciate more things going on around him as well, and I actually kind of do like that. And it's kind of sweet as well. It kind of breaks the tension slightly, considering there's actually a lot going on in the show. Because you kind of have moments of doing. God damn it, Siri! Siri keeps on kicking in randomly now. I need to turn off Siri. Hopefully not. I don't want to do that just yet. Or ever, I should say, really. Or ever, I should say. But Shingo actually does seem as if he's actually a very kind of formidable foe. Now, the real question is, I watched a live action film at the end of this season. Because there's a live action film of this anime as well. There's also a 3-part theatrical version of the anime as well that came out recently. Well, fairly recently. These aren't core vibrations though, that's the problem. These aren't maximum core vibrations. He does seem pretty crazy. I guess what the other thing is to note as well is it happens a lot in other series is that like one moment can in theory kind of like throw you off completely. So in essence you kind of create mistakes, like what happened with Nakazato. Nakazato actually kind of lost because of that whole entire moment with Takumi. And actually after that point you start creating a lot of mistakes. Is it really fast and furious? That's the real question. Also a series about cars that kind of, but those Fast and Furious kind of got a little bit silly towards the end, towards the middle part of the whole entire series. Fast and Furious was good, and then it kind of got to that point when they actually started to actually like shield. Is it Dominic Torreno? I can't remember the guy's second name now. But with cars and shielded him from the fire. I was like, yeah, this is a little bit kind of crazy. That would never work in real life. Then there was a Fast and Furious movie, and I was like, yeah, that makes sense. Ah. This is really overly complicated to actually kind of pull off as well, actually, to be honest. The man's like the encyclopedia of cars, and also techniques themselves. He's a dude that knows all. He's a dude that knows all, as they say. I wonder actually doing do races like in the cars from Initial D, because that'd be goddamn awesome. I would love to be able to actually do that if I actually could in drive. As of right now, I actually can't drive, so it's actually probably pointless. But still. Not really. Gotta be honest. Don't know cars very well. I've got passing knowledge, I guess. Best way to describe it. Like a passing knowledge of both. Who knows? I don't. Talk to me, the true bro. Pigeons. They're not so true, bro. If I'm correct, Moggy shared the same voice actress as Saber from Fate, if I remember. I do actually wonder whether or not you actually can, in theory, say you're a street racer nowadays. Again, I actually don't know. I don't know whether or not it's still a very underground kind of thing. I know you got like F1 and stuff like that, which I guess kind of counts, but it's not really on a street. It's on a God damn it, Itsuki. F1's normally on a track, so it's one of those things. Whether or not it's just like, God damn, my chair's falling down again. Ow! It's one per stream at this point. Is that when I actually can say you're a street racer? I don't even know I actually can hold street racers, let alone actually be a street racer to begin with. You give it like 1 week and Tuck may actually be able to be like a pro at horse riding as well. Oh, Itsuki. His eyes lit up. Takumi's in the background like, yeah, alright. Good on him. Bruh. Itsuki. What you doing, my lad? Dude's not thinking straight. So his eyes are on the road, but his mind's completely somewhere else. Taku's basically the guy who just drives everyone around, but in this context he just helps everyone actually learn how to drive. It's 30 degrees. It's 33 currently where I live, which is unheard of at this point in life. Most of I've seen it ever go up to is 28. Even then it's unbearable at that point, but 33, oh boy. At least 40 degrees in my room right now. I think tomorrow is slightly cooler. Which is a thunderstorm tomorrow instead, which is even worse. It's crazy. Boy's crazy. So someone did a drift outside my door as well. as soon as Takumi was in a drift as well, but some dude just kind of just almost did a drift outside my door as well. That's good timing. He's crying. It's much less Ikutani actually learning from Takumi as much as Ikutani not passing out at this point. Oh good heavens! Well, I'd love to actually be able to just to kind of drift. Ohayou gozaimasu. Genki desu ka? It's also impressive they actually can like contain the G-force in the car as well. Because they have to, it takes expert skill to do it, because you could tell from the that shot how close he gets towards the actual edge. Bruh. He didn't pass out though. He didn't pass out. Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh shit. It's him. It's EG6. It's EG6. Oops, sorry. I'll say the word eventually. Oyasumi nasai as well. I hope you actually have a wonderful day ahead. My chair's falling down. Doesn't even remember him. Doesn't even remember him at all. It's like a Thanos moment when oh, what's her name? God damn it. Wanda, that's it. Wanda says, "You took everything from me." He's just kind of like, who are you? Same thing here as well. It's like, you hear me, it's like, who? It's like, you hear me, it's like, who are you? It's kind of great. I love that. I love that. Duct Tape Deathmatch sounds like an amazing name for a band. I want to call my band Duct Tape Deathmatch. I'm taking that name already. That's my band name. That sounds very dangerous, actually. I mean, even for a seasoned vet, though, that's kind of terrifying. It does actually. The show always gets you on the good scenes at the end. You're like, God damn it, I've got to watch more. I've got to watch more. We'll do one more episode. I think it's not unbearably hot in my room right now. I can survive. I'll fix my chair. My chair's too far down now. And there it goes again. God damn it. My chair is annoying me at this point. I've got to get a new one. I say as if they're like £10. They're like 100 or £200, these chairs. This chair's just a pile of poo. Cool at the ending. I'll fix my chair while I'm actually saying my piece about the actual anime itself. Yeah. There we go. I'm back. I'm not halfway down the actual camera Joe anymore. I'm actually all the way at the top now. Yeah, good episode overall. I guess it is. I guess what the show does in theory do, it does set up a lot for what the actual show's going to do next. Essentially, that's what these episodes are actually doing. We're also kind of opening the characters actually around it, which actually is kind of neat because we actually had a lot more time with Ikutani as well. And actually realizing there's a lot more to this whole entire thing than just kind of like boom. Now you know, bro. Actually, just all these cards in the show make me want to go and buy one now, but I don't have the cash for it. I also kind of like that she had some more time with the actual romance subplot as well. Actually, it's kind of like it's actually not bad. It's actually really good. It's actually a really good subplot. It's actually adding a lot more because you actually can tell how it's changing Takumi as well, which is the important factor about the whole entire thing. So it's actually kind of nice. Actually, I get this time with the actual romance subplot because it's adding a lot more to his character. And now actually kind of are seeing the actual next antagonist as well, who's proven to be very kind of terrifying. So I can't wait to see what he does. Actually, what he will, and actually how he does in theory, kind of like get possibly beaten. Who knows? He might lose, because don't forget, he still has a long-standing feud with the with Keisuke and Ryosuke as well. So he can't actually lose. He can't lose to anyone else besides them. So he actually has to win the battle, which actually kind of puts a lot more on the actual race itself. So I can't wait to see what they do. But the show gets better and better each time, to be honest. I believe we also finished the first core as well after this episode. Or at least after episode 12? 13? 13. Look at Itsuki having a girlfriend. Look at Itsuki having a girlfriend. How cute. Let's see what happens. Let's load up episode 13. Let's get through the actual initial, like, goddamn Funimation logo. Cool. Let's actually put a tweet out. Watch episode, what should I call it? Episode 13? What I always will say is the heat, it does get to you after a while. I was trying to do a meme and I actually can't space type. I can't actually I can't space type, which is when you actually just do the word, like, I can't remember how you actually describe it. It's like you have to you say the word, you spell the word out, but you space each letter out. I can't space type. It's impossible for me. Anyway, let's begin episode 13. Did I spell episode 13, didn't I? Yeah, sweet. Start the thing in 3, 2, 1. I start the thing absolutely now. I had to actually sort out the timer as well. I didn't reset it. Man, oh man, this show actually really damn good. I don't know. Just each character actually introduced as well. It's just they get better each time as well. Like in essence, like the enemies who just enemies. It's not really at the same time. Hello, hello. How's it going? I don't necessarily call them enemies. I more just call them just adversaries. So, well, I mean, if I'm correct, adversaries also describes an enemy as well. So technically, it's not also that word either. They're just kind of vibing differently to everyone else. And because of that, it's kind of more interesting to actually see how they do in 3 differ from one another. Actually, then see how Takumi actually has to take them down in a way. But then that then adds more fuel, pardon the pun. There we go, 1 per stream. To actually see how he does in 3, then take down Ryosuke and Keisuke as well. That's the other thing to note as well. It's not just everyone else; it's also then how it all kind of meshes together to actually then go back to Keisuke and also then Ryosuke as well. So actually can't wait to see how this arc does in 3 impact the whole entire idea as well. And if whether or not it does actually leave any lasting impacts on the entire plot. Have to wait and see. But I hope you actually are doing well. So, bruh, do you think you're actually gonna like vibe check me today? It's like, nah, bro. Uh-oh, vibe check. Putting duct tape in your hand will hurt a lot, though, if I remember correctly. $41 Jesus Christ. Imagine a city that'd be unbearable as well, because a city's like living in like a rural area. It's kind of like it's different, if you get what I mean. If you know the feeling, like the heat's different in the kind of like a rural area. We live in a city. It's horrible. Because I remember when I used to go to Spain, I used to go into the center of where I live in Spain. Like the heat, it just gets to you. You live on the outside of the city. It's actually kind of nice. It's just it's a difference in feeling. Well, duct tape your hand must be really goddamn painful. Because duct tape is like one of the strongest tape. Well, I think it is the strongest tape in the world. So, ripping that off, oh boy. Oh boy. Though, if I remember correctly, back in the old days, they used to duct tape wounds. Because they used to kind of hold together. When I was in school, the actual first car everyone got, like, or one of them was a Fiat. It's the I don't know if anyone has ever seen it, but it's the convertible Fiat, if you actually know what I mean. It was that one. It was a Peugeot. Peugeot were popular as well. Fords were popular, like the Fiestas. Those were popular as well. That's when I used to be in school. Hondas were kind of popular as well, I guess. Literally, it's a matter of life or death now, because it's actually called a death match. So it's... I really do hope no one's ever actually tried that in real life. It does say... It does say at the beginning of the episode, do not try this at home, bro. Just like obey your laws. Do not go around just drifting randomly. So I do hope no one's ever tried the duct tape deathmatch before. That'd be terrifying. Also, don't duct tape your hands together either. Duct taping your hands is a bad idea. Yeah, because beforehand they could control the steering. Because if they did it perfectly, they don't understeer essentially, or I guess oversteer as well. It's my pleasure actually. Think of something by as well. So if you can't actually do, that, then you're basically screwed, because you actually can, in theory, you can I guess you can oversteer. If that's how you describe it, and actually then cause the actual spin, which actually as we've seen, actually might in theory make you lose. Although I do have faith in our boy Takumi as well, though. But at the same time, bro, it kind of seems like it's a bit of a bad vibe. He's scary. He's scary then, I guess. Hello, hello. Ohayo gozaimasu is actually 1 AM then, so it's morning. Ohayo gozaimasu. Genki desu ka? Takumi just goes in there, like, duct taping both his hands to the steering wheel, like, well, you think you can actually do this with one hand? What about no hands? It's like, well, shit, bro. He shall be called a duct tape boy from then on. It's him. Ooh, bro. It's obsolete 8-6 though. He did also then in theory win an 8-5 as well, so I don't know. Obsolete, big word to actually use, I guess. God, this show's so good. I'm very glad to hear it. It is very hot as well over here. Be careful with the heat as well. I literally stepped outside about an hour ago. I was like, god damn. It's unbearably hot. Like the whole entirety of Europe is basically one massive like heat place, and also England as well. Just the whole entirety of Europe plus England is like just one massive heat spot at this point. I think it's like 40 something in, almost 50 in Spain as well. God damn it, police cars. Every single damn time at this point. I'm glad to hear you actually are fine though. Be careful with the heat as well. The bro's eyes are lit up. He is literally he's that Phil with no GF. But he might become that Phil with GF. It's kind of understand why England's so hot as well. England's never hot. We're like the reverse. We're always cold. That's always the joke. For some reason, this time around, we're just kind of like, by the way, here's like almost 40-degree heat. I'm like, that's illegal. I realized I actually kind of didn't. I paused my stream. Oh. Oh. Don't feel right, bro. Don't feel right, bro. That water didn't feel right, bro. Itsuki's just trying to learn the ways of like relationships. Isn't he adorable? Isn't he adorable? Is he got a car now? He's got a date. It is very interesting. It's the power of the car, bro. It's the power of the car, bro. I think he's even got a Hawaiian shirt as well, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, intimidation. Oh. Don't worry, I've got Otome games. It's fine. I know what I'm doing. I think the best guy back in the world is probably doing everything opposite to what Kazuya does in Rent a Girlfriend. Just do everything he doesn't do. As I say, damn, I wish I had the coastline near me, but I actually do. It's like 40 minutes away from where I live. I don't like British beaches, they're kind of just not that nice. So it's like, yeah, it's literally down the road, practically. The power of the car. The power of the car. Good point, actually. I have no idea. So it's just the way life goes, as they say. Now the real question is, can Takumi actually do a drift on the boat? Can he actually just drift the boat? A bit early there, bro. If we go by Kaguya-sama like logic at this point, it's kind of like that has to be like a fifth date at this point. That's, what he's doing is like the polar opposite thing that we're doing Kaguya-sama. It's like a fifth date, bro. You hold hands in like the second date, I guess. Second date, I'd say. Hold hands, even though one is very, very lewd. No one does that. No one does that. Alas. Oh no! It's the boy again. What's he gonna do? These are not cool vibrations, I must admit. Is he about to just become the best light drift racer in the world? Well, almost. Shit, boy! Jesus Christ almighty! This is a show you watched like this the whole entire time, bruh. Itsuki, bruh, the dude, the poor boy. Itsuki's like, the bro was just trying to have a date. He went the wrong way about it, but he's just trying to have a date and then end up in a car accident at the end of it. God damn. Takumi is just like, he's like, boy, I'm about to do it. I'm about to do it. Oh, tomorrow, lads. Tomorrow is gonna be absolutely it's gonna get serious. All initial D again. God damn, that's first core done. Show's so goddamn good. EG6 is very evil, to be honest. I can't believe it. It's like, bro, she's trying to have a date. Didn't end well, but bruh, nonetheless, just don't be doing that kind of thing. It's not nice. It does kind of paint that pun as well, because you paint cars. It does kind of paint EG6 as kind of the more antagonistic kind of character out of every single other character that actually kind of face Takumi at this point. Because everyone else just kind of fought because they just kind of wanted to actually kind of prove something. With Shingo himself, it's kind of very different. You kind of just like, God, he's an asshole, basically the whole entire time. It's not like, oh yeah, well, he understand his perspective. No, you just kind of like, God damn, he's an asshole. And he just did that whole entire thing at the end. You're like, bruh, what you be doing here? What's going on here? Stop be doing that. The heat's getting to my brain, I swear to God. I just my English just literally just destroyed itself. I should have a thermometer somewhere in my room to actually know how many degrees it is in my room at any given point, because God, it is boiling in here. But I do believe this is the end of the first core, so I can't actually see what the second core does now. Who else does Takumi face off against? I wonder, does he actually then end the series off, or season off I should say, facing good old Ryosuke? I wonder. It's gonna be a fight. It's gonna be a fight for the ages, an actual race for the ages, I should say. Evolving drift. See, evolving drift. It's not actually. It's not the inert drift anymore. It's the evolving drift. He's gonna get revenge for him. He's gonna go in and be like, bro, don't be doing that. It's gonna be the best vibe check in the world, I must say. But we actually will find out tomorrow. We'll find out tomorrow what happens. But yeah, I mean, yeah, this show is just ridiculously good. It's just addicting. It's because it just kind of leaves you on those best cliffhangers. You're just kind of like, oh, I need to know more. I need to see what happens next, bro. Does Takumi win his whole entire bout? Does he get revenge? I wonder. But yeah, I do actually kind of appreciate what they're doing with Shingo's character, because he is very much more of an antagonistic character. He kind of reminds me a lot of, like, you know, when you kind of get the syndicates in like shonen anime, or I always say shonen anime, but you know what I mean. You always have that one loose cannon in the entire group. When the actual leader loses, they kind of come in like, bro, I know our leader lost to you, but you ain't gonna lose to me, and actually then causes a lot more kind of problems for the actual protagonists in a way. Shingo kind of reminds me a lot of that kind of character. I've seen it quite a lot, and I kind of like that, because it's kind of like he does piss you off a lot. That's the problem. He does piss you off a lot. It gets to the point it's kind of like, oh, what are you doing this for? What's going on here? You always kind of like, just stop it, bro. This just ain't right. It's not good vibes. And yeah, all around, I actually kind of like what they did with the secondary characters as well in this kind of like arc, or this mini arc, I should say, because Ikatani and Itsuki actually kind of got time to actually kind of shine, actually have their moments, actually kind of develop, actually kind of show off why I actually kind of like him as well, and I actually kind of appreciate that, because again, Itsuki kind of remind me a lot of the best friend kind of character, but actually there's a lot more going on with his character, and I actually kind of like that. And I like also how Takumi actually kind of helped to understand that even though the car he has isn't a 8.6, it's an 8.5, it's still very much less the actual car itself, and more the driver themselves actually kind of handle the car. I like that, because it actually doesn't really give confidence to Itsuki as well. Even though Itsuki's got a long way to go, he isn't kind of there just yet. It's kind of nice to actually kind of know that he actually shouldn't give up, actually kind of continue, especially in the car he actually doesn't really have. So yeah, I actually do wonder what the show will do next, actually how it doesn't really develop, but I actually do in free love it. It's so goddamn good. So yeah, tomorrow actually will in free carry on with this show, actually possibly watch 3 episodes, depending on how hot it is. And actually also whether or not the thunderstorms doing free actually impede my streaming, because it actually is thunderstorms tomorrow. So yeah, as always, actually I'm going to end off the stream in Japanese. So, ご視聴ありがとうございます。僕の動画を面白いと思ったら、いいねやチャンネル登録をお願いします。So actually have enjoyed this whole entire stream as a whole on YouTube and doing free, leave a like, because indeed it's been quite a bit. Actually have then enjoyed this whole entire stream as a whole on YouTube and doing free, leave a sub, because indeed it's been quite a bit. Actually have then enjoyed this whole entire stream as a whole on YouTube and doing free, leave a follow on Twitter, or join a Discord as well, because both of them have quite a lot, and both of them tell you when streams go live and any other streams I do as well. But until next time, with some more initial D. See you guys later. Bye for now.